What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the red color, hailing from Greece. I think his name is the Rapl, and he's playing Zeus. His opponent today from the land of the brave, the home of the free. Now that is the wrong place. He's from Russia. I don't know how do you describe Russia? What's the common lingo? Comrade? No, there's something that they say. His name is Nullus and he's playing Kronos. Yes, Kronos is the god of destruction. No, he's a titan. He is the god before the gods. There you go. I know some stuff. So, what is exciting about this game? Well, Kronos existing in it for one. That is exciting. The other thing that is incredibly interesting in this game is Anatolia. Now, we talk a lot about Isis being OP on Anatolia. Potentially Thor, Odin, a Loki, maybe less so Loki, but Thor, Odin being incredibly strong on Anatolia. Maybe even Loki being strong on Anatolia. We talk about Zeus, Poseidon being really strong on Anatolia. But very rarely do we get to move in and start talking about the Atlanteans on Anatolia because everyone just chalks them up as being really, really bad. The truth of the matter is, the fact is, Kronos is S+ tier on Anatolia. Unlike Uranus and Gaia. Gaia is decent on Anatolia. I wouldn't say she's sitting at the same level as Isis or even those other gods, but Kronos on Anatolia, arguably S+ tier. The reason being that it is incredibly difficult for you to hold against deconstruction. Deconstruction ruins build orders, ruins one side of the water. So if you go for a big push, you can do this in the classical age, unlike every other civ that cannot do this. So Kronos actually doesn't fall victim to the problems that the other Atlanteans do, and therefore can compete on this map against the best civilizations. And we are going to be seeing this in this game. Zeus is arguably in that tier of good civilization for Anatolia. We're going to see Rapl attempt to go for a very big water boom here. It seems he's got 7 villages on the water. He's already putting up extra docks here. He's picked off both the oracles, so no early deconstruct to come in here. But that doesn't really matter. You don't actually care. You actually want the early deconstruct to come down on this dock, I would say. You want to get 2 docks down on this side. You want to be fishing up as much of it as possible if your opponent is on the top side of the map, as Nullus is. And Nullus here is putting a villager onto gold, and he is potentially going to be going to the... oh my golly gosh, that is 10 gifted subs. Thank you so much. I can't say that. Hannah Rain, I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Did not need to do that. You're a beautiful, beautiful soul. Thank you, my friend. So Nullus here is seemingly looking like he's going to be going for... No, he's just going for a standard build here. So standard 430, no problems. We've got the Oracle coming down on this position. If you're worried about these dock situations, you actually want to build this dock here with this citizen, and then you send the fishing ship forward and you put the dock down here. Now, we are seeing Rapl chucking this up, but one dock is not going to be enough here. All you need to do is build a couple of Barim, deconstruct, and then prevent more from coming up, and then you just split it in half, and you just say, you take 18, I'll take 18, and then we're square. And if you know anything about anything, you'll say that is a good stuff there. But the deconstruct comes down really, really early here, and Rapl is going to be throwing up his dock straight away. Rapl still not advancing, a little bit late here. I'd say he might be forced to go for the Hermes option here, which you really don't want to go for in this matchup. Restoration is really, really important as the villagers garrisoning in here. The fishing ship's not coming home, and we are indeed going to be seeing Hermes a full minute behind Nullus here, it would seem, as the dock coming forward or coming to the side here, as Nullus is opting to go on to this bottom side of the water. Is he still making fishing ships? No, he is not. The citizen is being brought off of this location. I would love to see more docks over here, but Not going to happen just yet. Throw them down a little bit later, it might seem, as the Bareem are wandering forward. The Promethean going to be taking out this initial dock here. We do have 2 docks already up here. No immediate valor is possible for Nullus, as he's going to have to build 3 oracles here in order to do this. I actually would have been better to just build a barracks and make 3 Murmillo here, but he opts for the oracles. He's probably got himself focus. No, he doesn't have focus just yet. Is he researching that? No, he is not. No focus. So I think that probably would have been better to just make those Murmillo and have them a little bit later, but we'll see how that's going to go. The Bareem's still pushing through onto this position. You're going to have to wait another 2 minutes, 38 seconds for that deconstruction to come through. The Rapl, on the other hand, getting himself out, an immediate Jason getting himself out, an immediate Centaur, and the immediate ceasefire comes in here. Now is the time that Nullus should just put everything onto wood and make fishing ships. Fishing ships here, dock here, and then you play this as if it's a normal Anatolia game. You've got 9 fish on the bottom, you've got 9 fish on the top, and you're completely fine here. So we'll see if that's what Nullus is going to do, or if he's just going to continue to make Bareem. He is still making the Bareem. He's got himself the dock here. He's building another dock on this position. He'll be able to time shift that dock over here in order to have 3 separate, very, very safe fishing spots. He does not have himself Persine just yet. Rapl, on the other hand, does he have Persine? No, he does not. Going to be opting for the immediate trireme instead. Bringing in the Jason, bringing in the Centaur. We see the villager coming over here, going to attempt to chuck a dock up here just to make it very, very firmly stated that he's going to try and hold on to this location here. As more Bareem coming in. We've got 9 Bareem to 5 trireme, 6 trireme, but there is a dock here, potentially 2 docks. So defending under this is going to be maybe completely fine here for Rapl, as this Bareem here getting pulled back in, just about to get sniped. Nice micro there from Rapl. Nullus here going after this house, as the Jason and the Centaur are going to be able to take down these Promethean here, as Nullus is potentially going to be a little bit on the back foot here. As these very, very strong units that are here, actually. As the Centaur actually getting taken down by the Promethean, as this army normally would be able to win this fight, but just not able to do so just yet. Nice micro there from Nullus, pulling the trireme back, but still fighting underneath the dock. But without any fishing ship underneath the dock, you don't actually get that advantage where that's concerned, as the Bareem going to be pulling back home, and Rapl's got to be a little bit careful. You do not need to win the water at this point. There should be a little bit of an understanding that because there's so many Bareem here, that means there's not that many fishing ships. You don't need to win the water. You just need to hold, and you'll lose yourself these 3 fishing spots for the time being. No problem. Just continue to garrison and all that good stuff, and defend this top side, fish as best as you possibly can. Over here, villager here getting chased down, as the Oracle's Promethean offspring going to be able to take this one down, it would seem. A couple of stray goats here for Rapl. I'm not sure what he's doing with those, but they're going to be hanging out for a little bit longer. There's more villagers coming out of that hometown center for Nullus, and this Bareem situation still pushing forward here. The trireme pulling back. There's that deconstruction, but it's not that big of a deal. There's already another dock behind this one. However, the dock getting picked off here means this fishing ship is also going to fall, and that means no more fishing ships to just dump into this dock. Just going to have to figure out a way to continue here, it would seem, as the Bareem able to push in and forcing Rapl back here. 13 Bareem, too much for the 9 Bareem, trireme that Rapl has got. As at this point, these guys are two-shotting these trireme. Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits, Rave Dave Ilum. Thank you, my dude. You're a handsome-looking individual, and I like you around here. Thank you, man. Trireme getting picked off here. Another trireme here getting pulled back, as the water is seemingly looking like it is going in the favor of Nullus for the time being here. Though there could be at any point here Rapl able to get to the heroic age, able to get himself the Skylar. However, that being said, Nullus is probably not going to be that far off either, though he has been, all his fishing ships have been taken out here, which is a big, big problem for him. That's one of the reasons why I said maybe he should have been spamming out fishing ships instead. And here's the reason, is because the heroic age for Kronos and Uranus as well, but for Kronos is really, really big on this map. You get access to Chaos, which converts 3 boats and a myth unit on the water, and you also get access to the Nereid, which are a completely undervalued, super strong water myth unit, which is very good at killing off enemy water myth units, as well as picking off fishing ships and trireme as well. So you can get a lot of value out of that on the water here in order to push it. We are seeing one dock going down. Does Rapl have a final dock here? No, he does not. Nullus going to be winning this bottom side of the water, and that's going to be huge for Nullus, giving himself a very, very big advantage. He is no longer building any units here. Is he getting some fishing ships? Yes, he is. We've got a little bit of a raid coming in here. Do we have ourselves per scene just yet? Yes, we do. Nullus is ready to start getting that food income. Rapl, on the other hand, he's getting himself an armory up. He's getting himself hoplites. He's getting himself a stable, and he's going to be able to advance to the heroic age here very, very shortly. And he is indeed deciding to go through a poly. This is a very specific to this situation, a decision here for Rapl. Normally, Anatolian means Dionysus. Very, very important. But because Rappl's lost this dock over here, he needs something different to continue. He's not going to be wanting to fight water anymore. He's just saying, all right, you've spent this many resources on ships. You can have it. This is a ton of resources. This is 2,000 wood and 1,000 gold. That's 3,000 resources on wood that Rapl probably hasn't spent. Maybe a little bit less because they're 800 or 80 wood, 40 gold, whatever. A little bit less. But you get the idea. A lot of wood extra being spent. So Rapl's just saying, all right, you have it. I'm going to get town centers and I'm just going to try and defend here. Nullus now, he's going to attempt to get to the heroic age. He's got himself his armory. He's getting himself a second town center. He's getting himself fishing ships getting sorted out here. And the docks are going to start getting time shifted up. I mean, he's just going to be building them with the citizen, which is, I mean, whatever. You could just time shift, but he's going to do that anyways with a forward citizen. I like that. And then we're going to be able to start seeing some of those cheeky shenanigans that happen a little bit later in this game, as we are seeing Rapl coming in nice and early, preventing this town center from going up. Love that here for Rapl if he can win this fight. But more villagers coming in. We've got 4 citizens swinging onto this town center to try and get this one up. The army here for Nullus doing its best to fight back. Nullus is at full population. Every single time he's losing a unit here means that he's going to be reproducing it, it would seem. But settlement now, 1,800 HP up. A couple of hoplites going after the settlement base here to prevent it from going up. They are slowing it down very, very little bits. More citizen getting pulled here to get onto this town center to hopefully get this one up for Nullus. He is realizing how important this town center is to the security of his game here, as he's gotten himself 7 citizens on this town center. There we go. Town center is up. And he is off to the races now. 2 town centers. Rhea coming through to deal with the heroic age of Rapl. And Rapl now making himself some siege juggernauts, or I should just say some juggernauts to fight back. But the big problem for Rapl here is he's got no food, and effectively he's got some hunt here. He's going to be eating his hunt. He's probably even going to be thinking about investing in hunting dogs, which he is doing. But he does not have the food economy to really get a mythic age. He's going to have to sit in the heroic age for quite some time here, which is not the best for the Greek players. Normal, well, definitely not for Zeus, but we're seeing the Manticore here getting stolen away, as Rapl does say, no, you're not allowed that one. I'm going to kill that one off nice and early here, and Nullus is going to be getting himself a whole bunch of these Mermillo out to push Rapl back into his base. Rapl should be thinking, well, better start making some Haspist here, because there's just so many Mermillo, that's basically all that Nullus is making. He's making Arcus as well now, thinking about getting this town center up. We do see a straggler hoplite here spotting this location. The Bareems have all been deleted, or almost all been deleted. He does have a couple more in reserve, just 5. As the dock's coming in onto this position, we see a military barracks attempting to come up on this position as well. Would love to see some stray palace or something here to just random attack this town center. Could be really, really strong. As the villager now moving on to this location can throw up a palace here as well, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Secure his gold mine nice and early. Back to fundamentals here. If we talk about that for a little hot minute, if you see a weakness in your position, act. The weakness here in Nullus's position would be, where do I get an extra gold mine from? And it is 100% here, and he's acted, and he's going to deal with that nicely. Rapl, on the other hand, what is his weakness? Well, his weakness is this town center. He needs to make sure that he can secure this town center to prevent Nullus from getting it. There's also this gold mine here as well that is vitally important to his survival. But we might be convinced to try and get this gold mine. I think it would be a little bit of a mistake considering all of the units are on this side of the map. Try and keep your army away from the big fights. Your villagers away from the big fights would be a decent general rule of thumb. We are seeing the behemoth coming in here with the 75% PS armor. While Odysseus is targeting him down, I actually think it's maybe not the best idea to do this. Odysseus here, if you do a quick calculation, 9.6 damage times is at 600, and then you divide the 75%. You're probably not really doing as much damage as you would think to the behemoth. As the Odysseus, in fact, is not even hitting him. Probably doing about 20 damage, whereas you can just kill the behemoth off after you kill everything else off with melee units, because it's only got 35% PS hack armor, which is very, very low for the for a myth unit, that is. And it's a little bit weird to see that, but we are seeing a very early Hera coming through for Rapl, as Nullus is not even close. Well, he's a little bit close. He's not actually clicked up to the next age. So while I was saying, man, Rappl's food economy is going to be struggling here, it's actually not. He's actually going to be getting to the mythic age. And we'll see if it's going to be able to make it work or not. But I think that Hera might have been a slight misstep here from Rapl. His whole idea with this is going to be kill off this location, get a gold staff. So I think that his best bet is going to be all in this with villagers to take the palace down, to take the other palace down, lightning storm after the fact, and then see what you can do. We are seeing another palace coming in as the underworld coming in onto this position, going to tear through this wooden wall, go after the settlement as the villagers coming in as well. Rapl is 100% going for this. He might be trying to get onto the deer here, it might seem. As the villagers come through, the town center is going to get taken down very, very quickly. Not many units here for Nullus at all. Going through Atlas, though, this is going to be really, really interesting to see the turnout from this one. Implode versus lightning storm. What wins? What gets more value? I mean, whichever one gets cast first normally wins, as we do see the traitor there as the Medusa comes over to the wayside of Nullus. He's like, come, join the dark side. Give in to your hatred. And then Medusa's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy to do that. Yep, I don't want to be Zeus anyways. There's now the army coming back onto this position here. 3 palace, each firing 3 arrows, dealing 15.4 damage an arrow. That is a lot of damage that these units are going to be taking here. Essentially, Rapl needs Heliopoli here to push through. This town center going up incredibly fast here as well. Town center over here coming up for Rapl is going to be able to take this gold mine in this position. We will be seeing at least one palace falling. There is Masons in, 1 hero citizen seemingly getting taken out here as this allows the army to push in. We see a lightning storm on this position, taking down some of Nullus's units as Nullus is hurting for the population quite badly here. But what is this really doing? It's going to keep this underworld alive, but it's going to allow the units to start piling in onto this position, it would seem. But no attempt at any side builds over here from Rapl, as Nullus is holding, I mean, completely fine and fair here. As the army pulling back, going through the underworld, going to take down these units. I wonder if he goes for that. I would go for the town center here, to be honest. Nullus, yeah, I would go for the town center 100%, and I would repair this underworld back up at this point. 70 HP remaining here on that location. How much resources? Not many at all. He's getting himself fortified town centers. Not sending those villagers forward. There's the Atlas coming through as we do see the implode getting thrown down, but the army of Rapl is going to attempt to retreat out, but it gets kind of glitched in here. Still going to be losing a whole bunch of units here. Rapple's at 140 population, and he does manage to get away from there. A couple of units do survive. The underworld goes down. Town center over here going to be coming up. We do see a cheeky, what is this? Where is it going? Where's the dots? Oh, it's going from here onto this position to defend the town center. Cheeky. How much does that cost? That's a lot of resources to time shift that far. I think it's kind of like half the price of a palace or something, but Really, really cool to see that used. And Nullus is going to be using more and more of that time shift as this game progresses. You would think he's got so many resources in the bank. He's just trying his darnest to get himself up to more town centers. The walls are up now for Nullus as well. He's got a couple of Arcus over here to snipe down these hoplites that have next to no HP remaining here. The random Kronos going to come in. This guy is like a little ticking time bomb, dealing 300 hack damage within 7.5 range. So you can come in and you can kill off so many fishing ships in one little cheeky hit here. I'm not sure if it works if you delete the Kronos yourself, which is a little bit sad. I feel like it should possibly just use that as a bomb if you feel like it, but I'm not sure if it works or not. Something to check in the editor a little bit later, as we do see Rapl coming through with the Bellerophon. Bellerophon being a very, very scary unit here. Jumping in, hitting those Arcus. He does need to take out the Destroyer here, so those Toxotes stop targeting it, but not happening as they do manage to deal with it first before going after those Arcus. Townsend are going to be getting taken down as Titan Shield on the way for Nullus, but too little, too late, it would seem here. 75% through and being completely denied. Oh, no, it might come through as Fortified Town Centers does come through, and there's the Titan Shield. So he gets about 400 HP worth of Titan Shield, and the Town Center will indeed fall, it seems here, but still no attempt from Rapl. Well, not tell a lie, he's got himself one fortress up, so he will be making those Heliopoli, and this game is in a very, very dicey position now, dicey state for Rapl. If Rapl can take control of this location, he takes control of the gold mine that's here, he takes control of the population, and he wins the game. So this is all up to Nullus to somehow deal with Rapl's huge Greek army that is currently here and see what he can do. And Rapl, effectively, he doesn't need to go attack other positions. A lot of the time we say, like, maybe like you need to go and attack where your opponent's weak is. Just do that. But in this position here, I would say maybe not. Maybe just attack where your opponent is sitting here. However, Nullus, we see a little blue dot coming in here. We see a little blue dot coming in here. Two behemoths and a dream. The Argus here as well to help deal damage. Rapl not paying attention to this one at all. The temple here was time shifted forward by Nullus very cheekily, and the town center from Rapl is going to be falling very, very shortly. We see another trader getting cast there from Nullus. That's going to be the final trader, but stealing another Medusa away. Very, very important. And Rapl loses his town center, sees that one go, and villagers retreating away as Nullus has managed to level the playing field. Meanwhile, we've got Rapl moving in onto this position with his lone Heliopoli to try and take down a fortified town center. It's going to be a very, very long time for that one to do any significant amounts of damage against an Architect's Titan Shield fortified town center. That one attack only did like 100 damage, if that. So it's going to be a very, very long time for that Heliopoli to finish off a town center. That is for sure. As now Rapl has to retreat back and get his town center back, which is going to be taking him a very long time here, which is going to allow this town center to come up, allow Nullus to get his 3 town centers back, and then we fight. And then we get a fairly equal late game situation here where you get to see Kronos shine, and I'm excited to see what Nullus is going to come up with utilizing that time shift. And the problem for Rapl here is he's getting himself Athenian Wall, which is very, very good. It's very similar to the Titan Shield, except just gives HP. But he's going to have all those building upgrades. He doesn't have himself architects just yet. But the real problem for Rapl here is this gold mine. This is the only gold mine he really has left, and he needs it. He needs all his villages working because he doesn't have a trade route set up just yet. We've got a trade route started for Nullus here. Nullus's economy is incredibly well set up. He's going to be able to put pressure on everywhere. He's going to be getting himself out kind of cheap fire siphons as well. 180 wood, 162 gold here, as we do see a Bellerophon hanging here as well. Going to be searching for something to take out as those villages I was talking about. He did not secure this location with a wall, no fortress here, and now a couple of Arcus come in to cause some chaos, and the Toxotes have to come in to defend this one, and that gives Nullus more time to set up here. One lone behemoth going to be preventing this talent center from going up again. Incredibly nice play from Nullus. Unrelenting pressure as Rapl is just not able to get this talent center up here. And I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. As the fortress over here now going to start getting some damage dealt onto it. The destroyers sitting in the back, not doing all too much. The Arcus pulling away. Arcus on the front doing some damage. These Arcus now going after the Medusa that is here as well. Going to be able to take that one down very, very shortly as it does fall. Nice play from Nullus to be focusing that one down. The fortress here will live for a little bit longer as, man, Odysseus, great unit, wrong unit for this job. Bring in Jason, bring in Heracles, bring in Bellerophon. It doesn't matter which one. Odysseus is going to take a very long time to pick this one off, and then he can possibly even just build another behemoth in here to deny this talent center yet again. And we'll see if that's what's going to happen as this game is continuing. However, I do like the Heliopoli being built here by Rapl. They're going to be helping out a ton against these heavy Arcus and everything else. And there's no real good units that Nullus is building, which takes these bad boys down. And Rapl is going to be making a very, very strong push onto this talent center as he's producing more and more buildings over here, while this behemoth is doing a good job here at preventing the talent center from going up. As we see another behemoth coming over here to come in. Talent center is getting very, very close to surviving here, but the extra behemoth comes through and the town center yet again gets denied. This damage here from the Odysseus is like 20 damage kind of a shot, and he's even healing a little bit back up, so it's maybe more like 15 damage a shot as the town center gets denied yet again here as these villagers here shanking down the Heliopoli, preventing them from making any serious push in. The Fire Siphon do manage to get in and take down this fortress before going to be making their attention set onto this this town center. Those Apaspis do very little damage to the Fire Siphon, only 6 damage per second. The Toxotes is doing about 1 damage per second to those Fire Siphons, so a very, very difficult time for the Greek army right now, it would seem, as this town center still hasn't managed to come up for Rapl. He's got very few resources in the bank. He is stretched thin, absolutely stretched thin here, as the citizen pushing in, going to try and take down this Heliopoli here. But these Toxotes are scary. They're going to be able to end those citizens' life incredibly fast, allow the Heliopoli to do a whole lot of stuff, but now the palace time shifting is coming in. You don't get to see exactly how much it costs. I don't think it costs 300 wood, 300 gold, 8 favor. I think it costs half that. But it takes a long time for the palace to come up, and if you can get a Heliopoli onto this early enough, you can prevent this and make all of those resources go down the drain. However, too little, too late, it would seem. The palace will come up, maybe not at full HP here, but it will come up nonetheless. Bellerophon on this position, why are you here? Over here, defend this and get this town center back is the only way. You've got 2 behemoths sitting over here at 5 population each, denying this town center, and you have to clear them off at some point. But right now, Bellerophon coming in, going to be taking down the Fire Siphon, causing havoc in the army of Nullus. We've got the champion Toxotes here. We've probably got only medium fanatics, medium infantry for Nullus. He's not really being able to upgrade his units just yet. He's still producing those llama caravans, trying to get himself a decent trade route, which means, man, he's probably not gathering gold over here very nicely. So maybe Rapl can figure out a way to get in onto the trade route of Nullus and shut that down. As we are seeing this gold mine just about to expire, another fortress coming out. Has Rapl started a trade route? Answer, no, he has not. How can he be not thinking that he needs a trade route just yet? He's just about to run out of gold. It is kind of going all in a way with this army to try and punish Nullus. And Nullus has just said, well, I don't mind. I'm just going to keep on chipping away at your army, and then you don't have a trade route, so I'm going to be completely fine here. As he's pulling back, taking these fights slowly. Rappl's at 130 of 100 population as the behemoths are now in the main base of Rapl, taking down houses, and Rapl is not reacting at all to this. I don't see any houses. There are houses getting thrown down over here, but they have not been started just yet. The Toxotes here getting taken down, but still doing a good job against this army here. As Rapl is microing it to the best of his ability here. He's got 16 Toxotes to take down those Arcus, but those destroyers here can just tank for days, so you have to micro this. But while that's happening, the Behemoth doing so much damage, and we've got the Bellerophon waiting to get created here to deal with these Behemoths finally coming in. Thanks so much for the 100 bits, Anonymous Cheerer. Appreciate you, my friend. And that is going to be another Behemoth getting taken down. And finally, Rapl has worked out that the counter to the Behemoth is a melee hero. Very, very nice play here from Rapl finally, but I mean, maybe too little too late, as he just does not have any trade set up, which means no more gold, which means no more production of army. He's got 0 villagers on gold, all sitting idle over here, and he's got no way to really continue in this game. He's got 9 villagers on food. He's got a couple of farms here that he can't really gather from. And we're losing all of his army here. And Rapl here sitting at 99 out of 100 population against Nullus, who's at 152 of 160 population, making more units on this position. Still not able to afford any real upgrades, but it doesn't matter if he's not trading very well here in this game, because he's got the trade route started. At the very least, it's kind of already complete in a way, but his gold income is a little bit low for my liking. He's spending it all on palace time shifting, moving those palace from this position onto this location on the front, not risking his citizens' life, getting those palace up. Very, very smart play. Thanks so much for the 3 months Force of Will 44. Appreciate you, my friend. I see Toxotes coming back in, trying to take down everything else that is here. The heavy Hephaspus swinging in, going to be taking down the destroyers in the back, but it doesn't even matter right now, as the town center is slowly but surely going down. The village is getting pulled off the wood line now. The fortified town center is not long for this world, especially with a palace coming up. It does manage to come down, and now the palace is going to be doing a ton of damage to the villagers, but it's seemingly looking like this fire siphons go down, but not before the town center goes down, as Nullus now can start time shifting even more stuff in here. And in that moment, Rapl realizes no gold, 1 town center, no dream, no trade. That is the game. What a game here from Nullus, applying pressure everywhere. There was a moment here where Rapl had the game in the bag, but based on the pressure that Nullus was putting on, it was a sneaky Behemoth raid, and Rapl did not see it, was not able to get his town center back, did not react at all to sending a melee hero over here. Send his Odysseus over here, but it just takes forever for Odysseus to kill off a Behemoth, and that's the game there. What a game here from Nullus, getting the dub with the Kronos. Your favorite and my favorite Atlantean god. GG, well played. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. See you guys in the next game.